how, before the season and before the draft and all that stuff, how, Dion was talking that talk, like,
Absolutely.
we ain't going to certain teams.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I wonder, and I'm not saying this is true, but if they talking all this stuff about how he had bad interview, I wonder if he was getting interviewed by some of them teams that they were like, I'm not willing to go to. And I wonder if he was tanking them interviews. Travis Hunter's girlfriend is only a distraction to the world. She ain't been if you think, bro, she's a distraction to the world. I don't believe his girlfriend is a distraction to him. His fiance, let's say that. It's his fiance. And soon to be wife.
Lord,
I don't think she's a distraction to him. I think she's just a distraction to the world. The world they want to find something. They want to find something. And that right there, his girl, was probably the only thing they could go on.
The Manning family did the same exact thing. And there was nothing negative to say about that. And when Eli came in, he said, no, I'm not going there. I'm going here.
Oh, Eli said, he basically was like saying he ain't going nowhere. Like, when he was saying something like, I'm not going, if you draft me, I'm not coming. Like, I'm not playing. What's going on, man? It's your boy, Jamar Alizé.
It's Sean Ford.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of What You
Talking
Talmbout?
About?
Yes, sir. And today, we're going to have a full, nice little soul up in the yo.
We here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, it's been a lot going on. We just got finished with the draft today. Big.
It finally happened.
A lot of stuff happened today.
We were waiting patiently for 3 rounds.
Yeah, so a lot of stuff happened over the last few days with this draft, man.
Mm-hmm.
And before we get on the main thing, because everybody know what that main thing is.
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room, man. Before we get on that, man, I want to just go off and say, shout out to the boy Cam Ward, man. Shout out to that boy Cam Ward, man.
First overall pick.
Cause, bro, if you truly know his story, man, like if you know his story, like, not being highly recruited, going to Incarnate Word, then going to Washington State.
Yeah. It was somewhere before the U?
Yeah, Washington State, I believe it was.
And then to the U?
Yeah, okay. Washington State, then the U. Which is crazy, bro.
That's a no story. I never really got too deep into his story or knew how he got to his journey to be the quarterback for the U. But
yeah,
it's because when I heard about him, it was like he was at the U, he was balling.
Nah, he balled at Incarnate Word, then went to Washington State for a couple years as well, and then ended up at the U. And everywhere he went, he balled out.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, he was a dog. But to go and not be highly recruited and be the number 1 overall pick, man.
Like coming out of high school, what was his star rating?
Bro, he wasn't a high star guy. They said he was nice at hooping too, though.
Really?
Nice at hooping, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't want to sit here and give the wrong statistics or anything like that about what his story was or where he was ranked, but I know he wasn't ranked, and I know he didn't get that many D1 offers or none of that. Like, he was that guy who put in that work, you know what I mean? And he is a dog.
Hard work pays off.
Hey, he is a dog. And he a humble kid. I mean, shoot, did you see he had on just a plain, you know what I mean, shoot with the tennis
and that's
chain,
how it's supposed
man.
to be, man. Like, all of this pizzazz that people be doing, that's just the extra stuff. Just, in that moment, show a little class. Keep it simple.
Well, I mean, shit. I can't say I would, bro. You about you say I'm about to get drafted, G. I'm about to get, I
don't blame nobody. I'm just saying, like.
But he did his thing, man, and I can't wait to see what he do.
Yeah.
With Tennessee, man, but and they got his receiver undrafted that Restrepo or Xavier Restrepo,
That's the one.
number 7. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They picked him up
He's nice.
after the draft. They picked him up.
Oh,
He nice, but that 40 that he ran at pro day was
what did
slow.
he run? It was slow.
I think he ran like a 4.7 or 4.8 or something.
4.7
or 4.8, something crazy low.
Listen, in a 4.7 is not slow. It's just that when you see
Bro,
all of these guys running 4.29s and 4.3s.
No, listen. Apparently, I heard that like he had some little tightness in his hamstring or something like that.
Okay.
I don't think that's his true speed. I mean, if you watch his film, Buddy can play. I mean, I think he the lead receiver coming at Miami.
He was.
No, I'm saying like all time,
like passing Irvin and
all
Andre
time
and
type, like all time type shit.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Reggie Wayne,
all time type shit.
Wow.
Yeah, but shout out to him, bro. Shout out to Cam Ward. I'm a Bengals fan. I can't really say that I am overly excited about our draft. You know what I mean? Our first round draft pick, I think his name's like Shamar Stewart or something like that. I want to check just to be sure. But yeah, I wasn't. For me not to know him, bro, and I love me some football. But
yeah, you do.
He, from what I seen and what I heard, is he has great size, but his production was trash. Was absolutely trash.
Where did he go to school?
Texas A&M, Shamar Stewart.
Okay.
And they said like in his he didn't have that many sacks. Like
yeah,
he's a physical specimen type shit is what they said. Which I mean, that's cool and all, but I wouldn't have mind gotten that Will Johnson guy from your school when he was.
I was surprised to see him fall as far as he did.
Yeah, well, you know, he had that injury, and I don't know.
The injury, they were saying, oh, he's got short arms, and he plays a little like Trayvon Diggs, where
he's a baller.
He jumps routes. He played. He can ball. He can play corner.
I give it to him. He play corner. I give it to him. But I mean, I guess when with us, we went the whole defensive route. So we got a lot of defensive guys, linebackers, edge guys, and whatnot. Got a couple O-line guys, and I just hope it work out. I mean, I know we got dogs on our team already, so it ain't.
You guys, I don't know what y'all doing. You haven't even re-signed the main dog.
We got to protect Burrow.
And Trey. Like, why are they doing Trey like that?
We gotta protect Burrow.
So, my Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
With the first pick, I was like, why did we get a defensive tackle? And then, one of my buddies was telling me, well, Cam Hayward, man, he's coming down to the end of his career. And so we're going to have to, fill that spot. So when they got Harmon from Oregon, I'm like, okay.
And I love his story.
Man, it is bittersweet. Your mother was dying, saw you get drafted, and I can't remember if she passed that night or the next day.
They said reports I heard or saw online said hours after.
Hours after he got drafted, she passed. Yeah. She kept and fought on until after he got drafted.
I wonder the whole story. Like, I wonder if she was on life support or
I don't know what she was fighting.
If you heard like his little draft interview or something like that, like I think she had like multiple different surgeries on her brain or something like that, and she had like a stroke. She had a stroke before he had went to from Michigan State to Oregon or whatever, and she was like paralyzed on one side of her body or something like that. But I guess she had been having health issues forever. I mean, not forever, my bad, but for a long time, right? Yeah. Right. So I think it was more so like I wonder, and this was what I was saying. Like I wondered, like was she on life support, and like was like, all right, I got drafted. I wanted my mom see me get drafted. That he was like, all right, doc, you know what I mean? It's
Pull a
okay to
plug type.
pull the plug type
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? But like I
Either
said,
way,
I love his story, man, because that's tough, bro.
it is.
As a young man, I mean, losing your mother. I mean,
And
come
you
on.
worked so hard to make your dream come true and get into the league. She got to see it, but she didn't really get to experience it.
Yeah, I mean,
So now he gonna play with a chip on his shoulder and everything. Like
yeah, he got something to fight for. I mean,
something to prove, something to fight
you
for,
know,
something to play for, everything.
I couldn't imagine, man, because
Woo.
I couldn't imagine losing my. I am a mama's boy, hence Mamasboy TV. You know what I
Absolutely,
mean?
me too.
Shout out to Brand, shout out to Pod, but I couldn't imagine, man. So shout out to your boy. Even though I'm not a Steelers fan, I don't fuck with the Steelers. I don't like the Steelers. Shout out to that young man and his story, and
Yeah.
I wish him all success as well.
We also took two of your Buckeyes. Jack Sawyer, which
Is a dog. Say it.
I was happy about that.
Say it. Dog.
No, he's a dog. I'm not gonna. But the other one, I had mixed emotions about, which was Will Howard. Now, Will Howard, if you look at the number, or if you look at the bio, 6'4",
237.
230s, 240.
237. Josh Allen size.
Played for the Ohio State Buckeyes, led them to a national championship.
National champions.
If you look at that, it's like, okay, yeah. But then, I have to say this. How hard is it to play quarterback in the college football when you're surrounded by 5-star talent?
I would say it's easy. But listen though.
I don't know, because I'm not a football player, and haven't played in college.
He had good production at Kansas too. At Kansas State, he still had good production.
Kansas State is not a bad football program.
It's not, and he had good production there. It's just that he got himself into a situation. He had more dogs, and he had a great defense to back it up. See, we had this conversation last night. Yo, you gotta have a nice ass defense, bro. If you're gonna win defense win championships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you can have you a Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Because Tom Brady, I don't think would have won as many Super Bowls, like I said, if it wasn't for his defense with Belichick.
Okay.
But Will Howard, he came and had a great defense, returning defense at that, top defense in college football. Let's not forget that. We were the number one defense in college football. And you add all his weapons around him, bro. I'm not going to say anybody could succeed in that system, but he was the right fit for it.
So,
and y'all should be happy, the Steelers. Now,
we are happy.
Now, okay, so
I'm happy. So it's just it wasn't the ideal pick for me.
Who would you have rather had?
You want to get into it?
Who would you rather have, Dale?
I want the circus.
Who might that be?
Shedeur Sanders. Okay, so
let's get on it.
Because this is the biggest thing about the entire NFL draft of 2025. Shedeur Sanders was projected all offseason after college football was over to go top 5. And then they say that he has these draft interviews or pre-draft interviews, and he seems like he's just bigger than life and uncoachable, which he's only been coached by one person for the majority of his life. And now they're trying to say that, he's not a right fit for an organization. And my whole thing with that is I don't care what you say. Can you play? Can you play?
Well, listen, I think the NFL got exposed because we do all these. You got all these people and everything else who talent this, talent that, and you got the 40s and the combines and all that. And like, granted, Shedeur Sanders didn't do none of that. He just did his pro day.
Mm-hmm.
But the NFL got exposed that it ain't talent. They exposed themselves.
Yep.
It ain't about talent. Like, they can let you know that real quick because Shedeur Sanders was the second best quarterback in that draft, in my opinion. In my opinion, I I can say that I understood the Jackson Dart. I can
Yes.
understand them taking him. That could have been one small thing in the interview because, again, Jackson Dart can play ball.
He can play.
He can play ball. But when I saw when I saw the Saints pick,
What is his name? Are you talking about the guy who had 3 season-ending injuries? Are you talking about the guy who?
no disrespect
I
to
mean,
him, no disrespect to him, but when he got picked, I was like, whoa. But then when the Steelers came up, and I'm like, yo, your quarterback room is
Mason
Mason
Rudolph
Rudolph.
and Skylar Thompson.
I was like, it ain't no way Shedeur could not have been a Steeler.
And then you draft Derek Harmon.
Which I'm cool with. Like I said, something I honestly think that, you know how, before the season and before the draft and all that stuff, how, Dion was talking that talk, like,
Absolutely.
we ain't going to certain teams.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I wonder, and I'm not saying this is true, but if they talking all this stuff about how he had bad interview, I wonder if he was getting interviewed by some of them teams that they were like, I'm not willing to go to. And I wonder if he was tanking them interviews.
So you're saying from a perspective of he was saying all the wrong things on purpose.
I wouldn't say he was saying the wrong things. I think he was not. I'm just throwing it out there. If it was a team that they knew that they didn't want to go to, and he had an interview with them,
Right.
and I heard those interviews are brutal. Like, I heard the questions and everything is brutal. I wonder if he just not necessarily tanked it and like put a bad image on himself, but I wonder if he just like didn't give him his all, like he would another team that he wanted to go to or wanted to play for. I mean, when you think about the Sanders family, you know what I mean? Like, we got prime time. Prime time is your
Prime.
dad. Prime time is your dad. Y'all been good. Y'all coming with generational wealth.
Facts.
Y'all coming with y'all own business, man. I mean,
At this point.
they own thing. They got Deion Sanders Jr. got well off media.
Well off.
You know what I mean? They all got their own YouTube channels. They got everything. I mean,
Too
granted,
legendary
eh,
for
come on.
Shedeur and
So they I don't even think they don't need the league.
and that's what I was telling one of my guys. I said, if they treat him and he doesn't get drafted, I don't even think he will go and sign with anybody undrafted. I think that would be such a slap in the face to him that he would say, "I'm done with football."
I don't see with me.
If he
I
went
don't
undrafted.
think that because for whatever reason, man, I feel like that. I feel like Shedeur, man, he don't look like a humble dude because of the flashy and all that stuff.
Right.
But bro, I think they come from, like, if you listen to some of the stuff they say, like, Prime did, just because they had money, Prime didn't just be like, oh, Here go all this money, go do your thing, go be spoiled. Like they all work, bro. Man, them boys worked hard. Shedeur worked hard. He was always top ranked and everything. And you cannot say that kid is not a winner. I don't even know how you can say he's not a leader. Bro, everywhere he's went, he's won.
He's had success at every place he's landed.
He didn't have one good season at Colorado where they went 4-8. But before that, Colorado was 1-11 or some crazy shit like that.
No one was talking about Colorado Buffaloes until the Prime show showed up.
Like I said, I think that the Sanders family, they came with something that they knew that they could have without the league.
Right.
And I think the league was like, let me show you the long dick of the NFL.
Because you're right, though, because you got to think, we dealt with this already in Prime. We dealt with a person who, not saying he didn't follow the rules, but he walked his walk. He didn't walk in the straight line of the NFL. No, he was prime time.
Yeah.
And now it's looking like that's what this is about to be again. This is the leadership that you're following. A guy who we were already kind of like iffy about, but he was such a good, like, let's just be honest, he was good for the program.
Yeah.
Of the NFL. Like like you hear prime time, people people are tuning in, like they're watching for that.
Yeah.
So I think Shedeur can be the same way. It's just
he plays quarterback.
He plays quarterback number one, so you have to have a clean image. You haven't heard anything about him at all. But the one person you did hear something about not too long ago got drafted. What was it, second?
Which one?
Travis Hunter.
Well, I mean,
he had a big. I mean, listen, they get, like you said, those interviews are brutal. They will get into who your family is, who you're dealing with. Hey, is your girl going to be a distraction and cause us problems? Because we're investing millions of dollars into you.
Yeah, but his girlfriend ain't a Travis Hunter girlfriend is only a distraction to the world. She ain't been if you think, bro, she's a distraction to the world. I don't believe his girlfriend is a distraction to him. His fiance, let's say that. It's his fiance. And soon to be wife.
Lord,
I don't think she's a distraction to him. I think she's just a distraction to the world. The world they want to find something. They want to find something. And that right there, his girl, was probably the only thing they could go on with that boy, because his energy is infectious. Bro. If you saw some of the videos, like him going to visit the facilities at Jacksonville and stuff like that, bro, he seemed like he was like a happy kid, dancing, having fun, joking around with. I mean, bro, Travis Hunter, man, I love that.
He's
dude.
A good kid.
I love that dude.
But see, like what you like.
But I can't say I don't.
We don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, we don't,
and they want to know.
Yeah, but that's people business. He ain't had a. I don't think they gonna have any issues with him, other than him saying, "Hey, I want to play offense and defense." That's probably the only problem, because all that boy want to do, and he from Florida, so all he want to do is fish. He want to fish, play games, be on what TikToks and the Twitches and all that streaming and that's what he want to do, bro. Yeah. He said a good kid. Don't drink, he don't smoke, he don't go out, he don't, man. He's a
professional.
Come on, bro.
He's a professional.
Not
but
to say
Shedeur is the same way.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying that that's Shedeur not. I think that they just the NFL showed their cards, bro. They just showed us. They just showed us right in our face. Hey, we can do this to you, and you can't do nothing about it.
And we've seen it before.
And we have.
Number 7.
We have
49ers.
We have. And listen, bro. One thing like I said, I love this about Shedeur Sanders, bro, is that he is a professional. He's still gonna go and prove them wrong. He gonna go in there, still work, and prove them wrong. Man, somebody got to get cut. It's 5 quarterbacks.
Let's touch on that.
It's 5 quarterbacks.
Cleveland Browns organization, what are you doing?
Somebody got to get cut.
You still got Deshaun Watson. You picked up Kenny Pickett you picked up Joe Flacco, and then you signed Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. What's going on for real?
I don't know. Like I told you earlier, I think that the Cleveland Browns took Shedeur so the Steelers couldn't. Now let's talk about that. I think that because the Steelers was coming up not too far after that pick.
It was like four or five picks right
and
after that.
Cleveland traded up for that pick. I think Cleveland was like, hey, we ain't gonna let Shedeur keep sliding. And Pittsburgh wind up and get him, and he light us up. Because you put Shedeur in that quarterback competition with Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Your week 1 starter would have been Shedeur fucking Sanders.
But let me tell you this. Another thing that, a lot of people not considering. We signed, what's his name? Caleb. Is it Caleb Johnson, the running back?
Oh, from Iowa?
Yeah.
Dog.
But guess who he was training with a couple weeks ago, catching handoffs and passes from?
Who?
Aaron Rodgers.
Bro, I'm telling you,
I think that we are going to, after all of this, sign Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to sign for a year or two. From Ohio State, Will Howard is going to learn from Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, sir.
And then be ready to go, which would have been Shedeur.
Imagine Shedeur Sanders behind Aaron Rodgers, already trained and stamped by the GOAT
Brady
himself, Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. That was y'all. That was y'all's loss to me. But that would have been awesome for Shedeur.
But everyone's trying to convince me that Will Howard is that guy.
Will Howard is good. Will Howard might be that. He might end up being that guy. Mm-hmm. I think that, like I said, that's a good situation for y'all. Still.
Yes.
Still.
I mean, they didn't give us a grade of B+ for nothing.
Still.
That's still.
And you're going to give him DK to throw to. And you're going to give him Pickens to throw to.
Pat Freiermuth. Roman Wilson.
Come on. Y'all still got some shit.
We got Jalen Warren in the backfield, Kenneth Gainwell, and we just signed Caleb Johnson. Like, we have a team.
But it's still who they, bitch. Still. This ain't who they. This the water boy, but still.
Who they?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm one before we move on, one thing that I did think that might happen.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland might trade Shedeur to Vegas.
I don't know.
You know who owns part of Vegas Raiders?
Tom Brady. But listen, man, we gonna get back to y'all. I do want to keep talking about the Sanders family. I want to touch on Deion a little bit, but we gonna get back to y'all. What's going on, man? We back at it.
Mic check.
Yes, sir. So like I said, I want to touch on the whole. I want to talk more about the Sanders family, that whole dynamic and everything like that, man. It was dope to see how they still kind of like recorded everything.
Yeah.
Even with Shedeur not getting drafted and everything, you know what I mean? They kept recording, and at the end of the video on day 2 of draft, man, it touched my heart because I'm a father, 2 sons. You a father to a son, and Deion at it was like towards the end, he was basically saying like, Lord, put me on the cross. You know what I mean? Like, Crucify me.
when they were outside, the one that were
Yeah,
outside.
yeah. Put me on the cross.
Yeah.
Crucify me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm probably gonna go ahead and put this clip on. And again, shout out to Well Off Media because it's coming straight from them.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, crucify me,
Yeah.
not my sons. Bro, that hit me totally different because it's, bro, the league really was punishing them, bro.
It's a business.
And honestly, bro, I can't say if I wasn't Deion Sanders that I wouldn't be doing this. It's almost like just like LeVar Ball. Like, why are our strong black fathers that are in those positions putting their kids on, and their kids are nice and good? Why are they being punished? Like, I don't get that, bro. Cause I'm a dad, bro. And I would, well, I'm gonna put my kids on. If I'm coaching and I know my kids is good
Yeah.
and all of that, bro. Come on, bro.
Do you know how many times this has happened?
I mean,
Like, so you said two of them: the Sanders family, the Ball family, the Williams family
yeah,
with Venus and Serena,
yeah,
LeBron James,
yeah,
even Tiger Woods.
yeah. I can agree to that.
This has happened a lot. And let's just touch on the football one because the Manning family did the same exact thing. And there was nothing negative to say about that. And when Eli came in, he said, "No, I'm not going there. I'm going here."
Oh, Eli said he basically was like saying he ain't going nowhere. Like, when he was saying something like, "I'm not going. If you draft me, I'm not coming. Like, I'm not playing," or something.
And then
like
they
that.
still drafted him, and he refused to sign his papers and got traded to New York.
Yeah, I listen.
But because, see, I can't quite remember if he actually said that pre-draft or if it just ended up happening. But Shedeur, Dion, and they all said it pre-draft, like he's not going to play in certain places.
And the crazy thing is, and again, I looked at it a different way again with how wicked the league is.
Yeah.
He went to the one team in the league that buries quarterbacks.
You go to Cleveland to die.
Buries quarterbacks. I mean, come on, league, man. Y'all did not have to do that boy like that, man.
And you know what else kind of frustrates me? There were two players who both went there, might I add, who were just as arrogant, if you want to use that word, maybe even worse, than Shedeur. You know who those two people were? Money Manziel
Come on.
and Plant the Flag Baker.
Come on.
Okay?
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. They also won the Heisman.
Okay.
I'm just saying. That's it. But
you know what Shedeur, Shedeur did this year?
I know what he did.
With that college football record?
I'm just saying that's gonna be an argument that you're gonna hear from people. Oh, they won the Heisman.
Okay. He was in the race.
Look at what they did man. Listen, I don't care about none of that. Like, that's crazy. Cokehead Manziel at the time, like, hey, shout out Manziel, because he probably, you know what I mean?
Johnny Football.
He probably better, but you know, Manziel was ready to party, cuz.
Man, what? He said, listen, he just did a whole little interview not too long ago where he said, like, listen, I wasn't passing any of my drug tests when I was at A&M. He wasn't. He was a party animal. After every game, he said what was going on. Weed, coke, party, drinks. Like,
yeah.
And then Mayfield was one of the most arrogant college football quarterbacks that we've seen.
Well, it was confidence.
It's confidence when, and I hate to do this, hate to be this way because I'm not racist, none of that. It's confidence when they do it. It's cockiness when we do it.
It's arrogance when we do it, for sure.
Arrogance.
I agree. I agree because again, man, if you
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I don't mean to cut you off. It's the diamond chains. You making all these songs, you rapping and doing all of this. Who you can't name their fathers who played in the NFL, but you hit your father's prime time. He's all over everything. All of that combined is what killed, and that's why, to go back where you started at, that's why Dion felt like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you guys aren't even judging him off of his football play. He was top 5 in every statistical category for a quarterback and set a college football record for the highest completion percentage at 74%. What?
Man, listen. Man, listen.
Drew Brees.
He didn't I said this, and I ain't trying to be funny either.
Mhm.
But if this was Shedeur Sanderson from the projects,
Yeah.
raised by a poor single mom,
Mhm.
the league would not have done that to that boy. Because if they did, somebody would have burnt that bitch down.
Man.
But being that is Shedeur Sanders,
Grew up
father,
prominent in Texas.
prime time,
Private schools.
come on. Daddy was his coach his whole life.
And
all this other.
He's been spoon silver platter. He's
Come
grown up. He didn't have a struggle in his life.
Come on. I would be blessed. I would be blessed that my dad know the game. He one of the best players to ever lace up some cleats.
Yes.
He knows the system. I mean, he even worked for the NFL Network and all of that stuff. I mean, he knows how this shit go in and out, bro.
Yep.
Like, so I get punished for that? I mean, for real. I get punished for that? That's crazy to me,
It
man.
just goes back to me saying, man, it's a business. So what happened with, Kaepernick? When you go against the grain with these people,
Yeah.
you got to think, man, these owners are all friends who are so rich that they have these teams and they're playing fantasy football how we play it, but they own the teams.
For sure. That's fact.
And if they all collude and say, don't do it, it's not happening.
And that was evident because if I'm not mistaken, I think I heard reports that Mike Tomlin loved Shedeur.
Yes. Mike Tomlin is a player's coach. That's why, we had so many issues and problems that you didn't see until those players left. Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, during that little time frame where we should have gone to at least a Super Bowl with the triple Bs at the time is what they called it. But when you got problems in the locker room and your coach is not a Belichick, you got a player's coach who is going to be on the side of the players, mainly the stars.
Yeah.
It creates chaos.
Nah.
So Tomlin probably does love him, but at the same time, Tomlin got people to answer to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he can't he's not the GM. He can't just go in and do what he wants. So that's the unfortunate part about it, because I guarantee you, if it was Tomlin's way, at pick number 21, we would have had Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
But Omar Khan, who our general manager is, who's probably answering to the Rooney family who owns the team, said, don't do it.
Yeah. Like I said, I hate that they did this to him. But shout out to him. Shout out to you, Shedeur, because bro, this could have really messed the young man up mentally, bro. And that's how, and then the fact that somebody pranked somebody. So listen to here. I told you, bro, they said that he had just got that number.
Yep.
Nobody knew that number. Sent that number to all the NFL teams. I guess maybe through an email or something like that.
Through an email.
But then another video comes out of the guys who actually did it.
Yep.
Ole Miss
Miss.
students.
Yep.
Or guys.
Or they at least they had Ole Miss gear.
And listen, I will say this. Great prank. I will go out and say great prank.
That is.
But it was fucked up, and fuck you guys for that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And fuck you guys for that.
But like you said earlier, did they maybe stage that because they were recording everything? Because you look at it like this.
But
they weren't recording live. They could have edited that out. Yeah, they put that in there.
Yeah, but why would you edit? That's such I mean, listen. They said, and I'm digging a little further because I was like, who are these guys?
Yeah.
But they said that one of the owner's daughters like goes to Ole Miss or something like that. Yeah, like a daughter goes to Ole Miss, so maybe the daughter saw the number in the email or something like that, sent it, and that's how it happened. I don't know. Could it have been staged?
Or what if they deliberately gave it to her to give to them?
It could
because they're trying to play a game.
It could be a lot of things. But
it's messed up.
Again, man. Shout out to Shedeur.
Yeah.
Cause not only did when he was picked, he was excited, he was happy.
Yep.
And they were like praised, like playing church music, like praising. I mean, come on, bro.
Shout out to Cleveland too, because you didn't have to do it. You drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
You drafted a quarterback. So, like you said, it was probably more to stop us from getting him. But
yeah, for sure.
We were getting a quarterback with that pick. So,
and y'all got Will Howard,
and we got Will Howard.
Yeah, Cleveland knew what they was doing.
Yes,
but again, like I say, shout out to that young man because if he didn't, again, he got the support of his whole entire family, but most importantly, from his father, bro. Like
that's hard to come by sometimes.
Come on, bro.
Sometimes
he got the support of his father right there, man. And you can't be nothing but excited. For a lot of people, man, they just want to hear their name called. Because you hear your name called, man, that's your opportunity.
I think the fact of him not going where he wanted to go flew out the window because, again, for everybody who thinks that he's Mr. Arrogant and this and that kid just wanted to get drafted. He wanted to get to the NFL.
He want to play ball.
Yes.
And guess what? He gonna play ball. In whatever situation, listen, if I eat my word, so fucking what? I think he's going to be a dog once he get the opportunity.
I think he'll be an all-pro by his second or third year of actually starting. Not playing, he's playing, actually starting game one through the season. Like, I think that by his, he has it. He has the motor, number one. He has the gifts.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to be good, but get away from the media side of all of it and focus on what your eyes tell you when he's on that field. And what they tell me, he can play.
Yeah, for sure. He's a player. He gonna ball out.
Yeah.
And again, he got prime time there. And man, them are God-fearing. That's a God-fearing family, bro. And they always give honor to God
at the end of the day.
And all of that.
They do.
And I see humbleness in them.
Me too.
I see the humble in them.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, let go of the chain. I mean, he a 20-something-year-old young man that's a multi-millionaire, bro. Come on, yep. Why we so hard on him for buying chains and nice cars and living lavish? Like, he got the bread to do it.
And wasn't even the highest paid NIL player.
and he got the bread to do it.
Like,
I mean,
are you mad at
why?
him for spending money on what he likes? Are you serious?
Why are we not? It's like I said, man. It's a lot of things that we all trying to come up with the reason why.
Yeah.
Man, until somebody come out and specifically, if any of them executives or whoever was in them interviews or anybody else got the balls enough to come out and say, "Hey, this is why we didn't."
Yep.
We gonna always wonder.
I-
We gonna always wonder.
It'll happen once one of those execs or something is done with football and they're on the TNTs, I mean not the ESPNs or whatever, and they're analysts. They'll come out and say it. They'll come out and say, "Man, this is why." Well, it's they told us to do that. They told us to say that. I think that's what it's gonna be, man.
Cause telling me he tanked the interview and all of that stuff, man, that's not good enough for me. Cause I'm sure you had plenty of people who didn't do that well in interviews and
All the time.
still got drafted pretty great. You know what I mean? Pretty high.
You're not gonna make me believe that there were 5 quarterbacks better than him.
You're not gonna make me believe that guy that the Saints got is better than him.
Jalen Milroe is better than Shedeur Sanders.
More athletic, absolutely.
I give you that.
A better quarterback? No.
Thank you. Dylan Gabriel.
No.
I can't even.
Dylan Gabriel's a beast too, though.
I can't even tell you the guy's name from Louisville.
It's like slow. No show,
slow.
Show
no slow, injury
Lakers
prone.
in 5.
Oh man! So you said it.
We ain't there yet.
I was say you said it because
we ain't
man, that hurt.
Hey, we ain't there yet. But yeah, man. So I don't think we won't find out, man. I just, like I said, I hope that he go ahead and do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I will honestly say, I guess we all sit here with our opinions and we try to make a narrative that might not even be there. But
it's giving all the signs.
As a sports fan and everything like that, man, it's absolutely excruciating to sit there and know that this kid is talented.
Yep.
And the whole NFL is talent based. The draft and combines and all that stuff is talent based. You watching highlights and film and stuff to see what guy has the talent.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay. 100% true.
So when you got a guy that talented go that far and that deep, I think it was BS, but congratulations to the young man.
Absolutely.
Because he got drafted. He in the league. Shiloh even got to Tampa to Tampa Bay. Shout out Jimmy Horn. I love
Jimmy Horn. Was it Carolina?
Yeah, Carolina Panthers drafted Jimmy Horn. And listen, I love his story too. I love that. I watched that Coach Prime and with his dad, speaking on fathers again, his dad in prison.
Jimmy's, yes.
Yeah, yes. And then that he gave that statement to that judge, bro. And I can honestly say, bro, I almost cried.
Yeah.
I almost cried.
That's
because
tough.
I you know what I mean? Like, we know what it's like to have a pops that go to prison and
100%.
For me, Pops went to prison right in my he went to prison freshman year. Mm-hmm. High school.
Yep.
And didn't come back till 3 days before I was moving into college to play football.
Yep.
So, you know what I mean? Like, that was that touched me in a whole nother way, because I wish Pops was there. Because, I mean, even as a kid growing up and playing, Pops when I lived in Columbus, Pops drove down to Columbus to games, football games, basketball games, graduations, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even being back home, when I moved back home, like Pops was there and shit like that. So when it was
Flames
like,
days. I
yeah,
remember that.
yeah. So when I go to high school and this is when it's time, like, and I was balling, you feel me? I was doing my thing, bro. It sucked.
Yeah.
It sucked, man. It was like, it was tough.
Yeah.
Senior day, tough. Cause you got all, you know what I mean? I won't say everybody, because we know we had some people who didn't have
Right.
dads in their lives and shit like that. But even a lot of people though that was raised by single moms had their dads there,
Yep.
and it was tough, bro. Like, and shout out to my little brother's dad, Sean
Mhm.
Williams, because he walked out there with me my senior year, and it was tough though.
Yeah. I can
And that
imagine.
and in that prime, when I watched that on Prime, bro, that hit me a little different.
Yeah.
You know, it hit me a little
It
different. So
does.
shout out to Jimmy Horn Jr.,
He's
man.
a beast, man.
I like the kid. I just like the kid as a kid, man. Some players, man, you just love because of who they are, and you just want to see them succeed, man.
The story also helps you fall not like, I don't mean in a crazy way, but it helps you fall in love with the player, like
Mm-hmm.
for to see you succeed and excel,
Mm-hmm.
and you had all of that on you to deal with. It's like, oh man, you something else. Because stress, depression, all of those things, frustration, it could show in your everyday life, and then when you in sports, it could show on the field or court or whatever sport you're in.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got people like a Prime who can say and recognize, knowing that your father is gone, so he's gonna step in and be there for you, that is so real to a person's mental being, their well-being and everything, so that they can continue to strive and keep knowing that they're fighting for success, so that if and when, like Jimmy Horn father comes out, I did it.
Yeah.
Now you can come live good, enjoy life with me and this and that, or however it's gonna be. I don't know what they're gonna do, but you know, Prime is the biggest part of all of that, man, because he said it like, man, Jimmy's father's gone, so I'm gonna be his father. Like, excuse me, and that's how he is with the kids. That's why he said he doesn't want to go pro as far as being a coach, because he can be with the kids and raise these kids not only to be great football players, but be great men.
No, for sure. I mean, that's the reason why I coach. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to. You don't know what any of these kids is going through. You don't know what they. You don't. I won't say you don't know, but you find out what some of these kids' home situations are and stuff like that. And for me, not only do I want to be like a role model, I want to be a mentor. I want to be a father figure. I want to be a brother. I want to be some that any of my players can always come to.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's anything you need, I always am available and in there for my players, because some of them don't got that,
Right.
and it's imperative, man.
Super.
And I know Coach Prime is probably not the only coach
Right.
who do that.
Right.
It just it gets magnified because of course he's Coach Prime.
Right.
But
Sap probably do it.
I mean, shit,
He was on the staff. When
you probably can get that in every coach in college football. Ryan Day probably do it.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh probably did it. You know what I mean? Like,
and then people on the staff, like because sometimes you might not be able to get directly to the head coach, so it's people on the staff that's doing all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to coaches who do step into that role and become family to players versus just your coach.
Shout out to coaches who make it bigger than football.
Thank you.
Shout out to the
out
coaches.
to people who do it.
Nah, for sure, man. It's definitely one of them selfless, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jobs for real. Like it could be beneficial on the monetary side.
Right.
But man, if you go if you go about it the right way, man, you get good favor, man. So
Facts.
nah, for sure. But
So
yeah,
the
we
other elephant in the room in this sports world.
yeah, the other elephant, man, we about to get into that. But again, like I said, we definitely shout out Coach Prime, shout out to Sanders family, shout out to all the draftees, man. Everybody who got drafted, everybody who signed, and even to those who haven't signed yet, looking for a team. Or man, don't stop grinding, keep working. Cause there's other avenues now. You got Canadian football, you got the UFL now, man. Your opportunity is not over yet. Just keep grinding, keep working, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your will, it's God's will.
True.
You know, and this opportunity can possibly take you to somewhere else. You
True.
could be coaching, another career, man. Not everything is about making it to the league, man. You can make it to the league of life and be successful if you know what I'm saying. Like, be a good lawyer, be a good doctor, police officer, firefighter, trainer, whatever, man. Just be a true professional at what you do. Work hard, keep grinding, man. The journey is not over, but we gonna get to more stuff here shortly, man.